Like they kind of had the look and stuff. They were doing little things that I was like, maybe. Doing the spin, doing a lot of spin moves and shit. Yeah. So I'm looking at them, and I wasn't really feeling any of the girls in there, and I was actually kind of an antisocial mood. I'm kind of getting wary of going out so much, really getting sick of it, I need a break. But that's how I was feeling last night. And I'm sitting there in the booth, like all my boys are just, every girl, they're like, hey baby, come here, And I'm sitting there looking like, and I see these community guys, and my first thought is, oh fuck, I have to start approaching because these guys are next to me. And then I checked myself and said, no, that's not what I value. I don't value impressing other people. I don't value pickup for the sake of pickup. I don't even value being a good pickup artist. I don't value being good at that. I value sex. I value beautiful women. I value women that I'm attracted to. So I didn't approach anybody the whole time. I was sitting there for a good hour and a half, didn't talk to anybody. Then I see a Filipino girl walk in. Went for it. It was good. So, one approach in a shitty mood. Yeah, so that's how I roll. That's how I think about it. Okay? I usually just kind of let my desire guide me at this point. I have the basic understandings of, you don't supplicate. The man should escalate congruent with being a prize. All these like little theories that we all know and love. I know that stuff. I know it consciously. It's partially internalized. I know enough so that I don't have to always be thinking about it, and I can pretty much just rely on my instincts at this point. Okay.
I have a question. You said nothing's permanent, nothing permanent, anything can be taken away.
The Tao said that.
Yeah, Tao. Okay. I wanted to get your opinion on something. An identity can definitely be changed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I was just wondering, what was your take on, when teachers say a kid has a learning disability, or when somebody's, decide that they have alcoholism, or they're deemed an alcoholic? That's how I was explaining how a negative effect on somebody's identity, and then they're constantly going through life, doing values. Oh, I'm an alcoholic. I can't do this. I'm an alcoholic.
Yes.
That's what I was trying to, kind of explain. So when something like that happens, how does their identity ever change if they adopt that into their psyche? They go through
adopt that into their psyche.
Yeah.
Okay. Adopt that into their psyche.
Yeah.
Okay. They adopted it, they can unadopt it.
Yeah.
I think. What my answer to you is the same as my answer to him. You have to listen.
Right.
You have to listen to yourself. I mean, there's so many success stories of people who said, everyone told me I was an alcoholic. That was the common one. They told me I wouldn't be able to walk again.
Right.
I didn't listen to the doctor, but listen to me.
So it's almost a placebo effect.
No. Well, in terms of the effect.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I think so.
Okay.
I think so. I say that I have kind of an inner voice, but it makes you come as images,
right?
Or gut feeling, and that's what I want. That's kind of my point, is that's where you're going to get your truth from.
So it's all programmed.
You know what you need to do in every moment. You already know. And if you're having a hard time making a decision fast enough, take a Sunday to figure that shit out. All right, ahead of time. Just like having an opener ready.
Yeah, because you see it all the time. A kid would go through high school or go through grammar school or go through anywhere, and he's deemed a kid with a learning disability.
Yeah.
That kid adopts that. And then it creates this. It's a confidence killer. And then he has to go and rewrite his identity again. It's kind of the same thing. I don't know if you read The Pedagogy of the Oppressed by Paul Freire. Basically, he talks about simple teaching philosophy. Basically, it comes down to no teacher will ever teach a student as much as they know. So a student has to go out and constantly find what he's looking for. Because if you take something at face value, you're going to lose every time. Because the teacher obviously has subconscious thoughts. One day, I might be sitting in front of them, you know. It's the constant fear of being the oppressed and the oppressor of the sincere. Kind of like, you know, with the learning disability, you know, constantly, you know, it's evaluation. It's you know, somebody sitting and being evaluated all the time. But, yeah, so.
Well, just to respond to that, I agree completely. No teacher can give you everything that's in his head. Right. You have to find it for yourself. So, you know, that's why, you know, when I'm teaching, what I try to do is just kind of put guys on the right path,
right,
and encourage them, and then
just back
that's really what we do is we put your mind on the right track. I can't predict for you every scenario you'll ever be in and tell you exactly what to do. I can put your mind on the right track, and then you'll be able to do what you say. You'll be able to figure it out yourself. It's like teaching me put your mind on the right track based on the principles that I know that work for me. Understand these principles that work for me. Okay? Kind of what to expect after just like thinking about this. Maybe to take some time to figure out what games you're adapting and what games you really want to play. For example, you know, Will was talking about going to the club. I think maybe you're playing a game that you don't really want to play. If you're good during the day, you're having sex, you're meeting your core value, I'm not going to tell you, you know, in order to be like a pickup artist, you have to... I don't even value being a pickup artist. I don't even like calling myself a pickup artist. I don't like it. I'm a guy. I'm a man. I'm a man like women. A couple things you can expect. Less intimidated by others. Because when you see someone playing a game that you're not as good at, you can decide, you can look and discern and say, they're playing a game that maybe I don't want to play. I think the games that you naturally want to play, the values that you hold, you'll naturally be good at them and actualize them. Okay? What ultimately comes from that is you stop adopting other people's games, and you consolidate your power, your energy. You become centered. You become self-contained. And what actually happens, just like in the picture, your identity is separate and discernible from other identities. And it's literally, if you remember the little lines kind of being pulled back and forth, you are now free from them. And they are free from you. And you've essentially, by freeing yourself, you set them free too, at least when they're with you. And that's the most attractive thing I think you can do, is free another person and be free yourself. There's a really cool lyric in Jay-Z's Big Pimpin'. I always get my insights from rap songs. It's like, he's talking about how some dude's girlfriend is always trying to hang out with him, you know, because he's Jay-Z. And he's talking about how she's I don't know, they're having sex in the limousine or something, and he says something like, she feels free when she's around me. I think that's perfect. That's how I try to get women that I date. I want them to feel free. I want them to be free to be who they are. And I think a lot. I'm free as well. I do what I feel in the moment. I do what I feel. If she and I are not clicking, there's no chemistry, that's cool. Go your separate way. Chemistry with tons of other girls, so I'm not worried about it. All right? So you essentially free others, you free yourself, and I think that's really what love means, is being free. What's the worst thing you can do to someone? Kill them?